Buckle up. This is a huge update video. First of all, hi, welcome back. I apologize that there hasn't been a video in about a month or so. Just haven't felt the drive to do one, and I apologize on that. But I figure what back to come back from a hiatus than with a big bang. More episodes of Let's Go Thrifting are coming soon. I just got to coordinate with some guests and we'll have that all set. Alright, there's a lot of stuff. We're going to start with Blu-rays because we just are. Blu-rays are what you guys like to see the most. So this I heard about while I was at work, and like 30 minutes later I went on break and I immediately went to Best Buy and they had 2 copies of this and I said I'm getting one. Because I've wanted this series in my collection, or I've wanted this set in my collection, but I'm like, I'll wait until it drops down to like $40 or less. And it did. It did. Marked down from, originally marked at $94.99, marked down to $24.99. And that is, on Blu-ray, the complete series of Gotham. This is, of course, a Batman show. I'm a Batman freak, so why wouldn't I want to watch this? All 5 seasons, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for people who want to see them out of the box. $25, $5 a season, pretty much. That's pretty good. Plus, I like complete series sets that are just like box sets like this. Keep cases in a box. That's what I like. So, I've not seen a single episode of the show, so I'm looking forward to watching it. I've heard it has its ups and downs, but that's fine. Then we have a bunch of newer releases. We'll start off with this one because it's a movie I've seen before. They re-released it. And I decided I was going to wait for the Steelbook release because the Steelbook looked a lot more appealing and a lot better than the regular edition. And I think it's like the same cost as the regular edition. And that is the 25th anniversary edition of Clueless. This is a fantastic movie. This is one of those Paramount catalog titles that went out of print and then they re-released it. So now it's not a whole bunch of money anymore. But I love the design of the Steelbook, how it's her sweater or her jacket, and it just melds into the Steelbook. I love that. That to me is pretty cool. Now, these 5 are new releases that, 4 of which I watched for the first time. One of them was a rewatch. We have Extraordinary. Now, this is not a Blu-ray you're going to be able to find in stores. It is one that you have to order online. It is a BDR, as you can see. For reference, that is what a normal Blu-ray disc looks like compared to a BDR, so that is a burn-on-demand program, which is fine. The movie played as a normal Blu-ray, and this was a fun movie, Extraordinary. If you remember when I talked about We Summon the Darkness a couple months ago, it's pretty much like that, only this is a lot more wackier than We Summon the Darkness. But I liked it a lot. It's very quirky. It's kind of dry at some points, but it's also very, very odd. One that I would recommend, though. I thought it was pretty good. Then we have Buffaloed. This was also a pretty solid movie. Zoe Deutsch. I thought it was Dutch at first, but then I heard her pronounce it, and it's apparently Zoe Deutsch. Who I love Zoe Deutsch. She's a fantastic actress. She plays this hustler, and she basically gets into the debt collecting business, and a bunch of craziness happens and everything. This was a very, very entertaining watch, one that I would highly recommend. It also has Jai Courtney in it. There he is on the back. I like Jai Courtney. I don't understand the intense dislike for him. I think he's a fine actor. But yeah, this is one that I would recommend because I thought it was pretty good. Then we have Camp Coldbrook. This was one that I liked. I was a tad disappointed in because I wanted it to be a lot more fun and a lot more embracive of its of its story and its characters. But for the most part, I thought it was fine. The director actually now follows me on Instagram because he saw that I was watching it, and I told him that I liked it, so I think that's pretty cool. Andy Palmer is the director, if you guys want to look him up. Basically, this ghost hunting show is kind of on the verge of cancellation, so they decide to visit this infamous camp called Camp Coldbrook. You can pretty much guess how that's going to go. It was a fine, entertaining watch. It's a good popcorn horror movie, and sometimes you need those. But I will watch anything with Danielle Harris in there. She is just a phenomenal actress. This is a Scream Factory release. For those that care to see, it's the background artwork. Scream Factory always puts a lot of care into their releases, so I do appreciate when they put out a title. Camp Coldbrook, check it out. Then this was interesting. This is Final Kill. I'll pretty much watch any action movie. You know me. I call them running guns or shoot 'em ups or whatever. This, though, is not necessarily a straightforward action movie. As a matter of fact, there's barely any action in it. It wants to be more like this snarky comedy. Say it with me now. You have Ed Marone, who plays this aging assassin who wants to get out of the business but is roped into doing one more job, and then he's like, one last job and I'm out. But the movie kind of really wants to present itself more as a comedy than an action movie, and the tone like differs all over the place. The movie's very short. Without credits, it's 74 minutes. And when the action hits at the end, you're like, all right, now we're going to get an action movie, and you do. And then there's a blooper reel during the end credits, and then there's a post-credit gag scene. So its tone is a little confused, but I was entertained by it, and I would recommend it for a watch. By the way, Randy Couture and Danny Trejo are barely in this movie. They are, in the case of Danny Trejo, whose mug is presented pretty huge on the back, in it for less than 2 minutes. Billy Zane sits in a chair for most of his role, so really you're just kind of following Ed Marone around, but for the most part it's an okay movie. I've seen a lot worse, so. And then this one is a rewatch, and that is Impractical Jokers, the movie. I saw this in theaters. I was not one of the ones that got to have like one of the Jokers come to one of their theaters, but that didn't necessarily matter to me because I've seen them live twice, so I was happy to see this in theaters. It was a fantastic time. I had a really unfortunate experience with this in theaters because I actually missed the showtime that I was supposed to go to, and I had to wait for the next showtime. Normally when you go to a movie in the theater, there's like 15 minutes of previews and then like 2 minutes of ads. So you got a good wait time. Like the showtime may be at 7:50, but you have really until like 8:05, 8:10 to really get into the theater for the movie to start. So that's what I thought. I got there 7:50 because that was the showtime for the movie. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get popcorn. I was in line for 10 minutes, and I was like, well, I got to get into the movie because by now the movie's about getting ready to start. I go into the theater, the movie has been on for about 5 minutes, like the actual movie. So I had to go to a later showtime, which was fine because I was there to see this and The Call of the Wild that night, and it actually kind of worked out because The Call of the Wild wasn't very good. But I really wanted to see this with a bigger crowd. But I get into the theater, you have like the Regal Rollercoaster. There were 2 previews, literally only 2, and I told the manager, you need to tell people that they have to be in the theater at showtime start. They cannot mess around because you guys aren't putting, for whatever reason, a whole lot of trailers behind it. I can understand maybe like 4 or 5 trailers, but 2? That's really odd and inconvenient, so. But anyway, regardless, huge fan of the show, huge fan of the movie. Absolutely loved it. On to the rest of the Blu-rays. We have the two that could be considered comedy. We have The Apple, which is supposed to be one of those so bad it's good movies. I will watch this movie and no doubt love it. But yes, The Apple, the movie that kind of kickstarted the Canon Pictures Group. And then from Walmart, this is the double feature set of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Shocker, I have not seen these movies. I bought them specifically so I could watch them. And I was all excited because they were saying the third one's going to be in theaters, and now it's going to be one of those like limited release and video on demand, day and date kind of things. I'm so over this whole COVID thing. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, but regardless, I do want to see these movies either way, and the new one looks pretty sick, so we shall see. This is another Shout Factory release, and I do like the artwork on both sides. They did a good job with that. Now we got some horror. Not a whole lot, though. We have Kill Katie Malone with Dean Cain. Sublime, Uncut from Raw Feed. Kill Zombie from Wellgo USA. So I believe this is a foreign movie, right? Yep, this is a Dutch movie. You guys got to watch a lot more foreign movies. I'm not being one of those like hipster people like foreign movies are where it's at, man. They're better than American movies. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Now, I'm not saying I've seen a bad foreign movie because so far I haven't, but every once in a while you got to dip your toes into foreign cinema. I will say right now I have it. Right here. John Woo's Hard Boiled. One of my all-time favorite movies. Absolutely love that movie to death. But Kill Zombie. I shall watch this during the Halloween Horror-thon, see what that's all about. And then this is an Echo Bridge set that I picked up essentially for one of the movies in here. I paid $3 for this, and this is the Masters of Terror set. This is from 2012 when they still had the rights to some of these movies. This comes with Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, Hellraiser, Hellseeker, Venom, Cursed, Darkness, and Phantoms. It should be noted that the cuts of Darkness, Cursed, and The Curse of Michael Myers on this set are all the theatrical cuts. I wanted this mainly for Phantoms because I have that on VHS and I wanted a Blu-ray copy of it. And Echo Bridge Blu-rays tend to be pretty solid no matter what. But I do have Venom on DVD, and I wouldn't mind seeing that in high definition as well. And I do have Cursed and Darkness on DVD, but the problem is those DVDs are the uncut versions, so... Right? Right. Yes. So, is what it is. And for those wondering, it's a 2-disc set, 3 movies on each disc, because Echo Bridge is like that. But, surprisingly, the compression is not an issue on these, so... Hold on, OCD problems. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Then we have a couple of miscellaneous titles. These I really don't know what to say. We have Hired Gun, The Untold Stories Behind Your Favorite Musicians. This was a Dollar Tree pickup. Tombstone, so that replaces my VHS copy. The Towering Inferno, which is a movie I've always wanted to see. And Secretariat, which is a Disney movie I have not seen yet. The rest of the Blu-rays I have to show you are all action movies, because I love my action. We have Warning Shot, which I didn't know until I looked closely has David Spade in it. So that's piquing my interest, if you ask me. Once Upon a Time in Venice, a pretty decent, recent Bruce Willis movie that has Jason Momoa in it. Force of Execution with Seagal. This I've seen, this I liked. I'm trying to get the rest of the Seagal movies. I only have a couple more left, so this was fine by me. Force of Execution. Red Heat, this was an upgrade from DVD to Blu-ray. This looked great on Blu-ray. I just today finished my Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon. I called it the Arnold-a-thon. It is now the 5th action movie star that I've watched all of their movies, literally from their debut up until their most recent feature. It was Steven Seagal, then Bruce Willis, then Chuck Norris, then Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then Schwarzenegger. And man, Schwarzenegger was awesome. I don't know if it was my favorite, but it's definitely up there. Regardless, great movie. Would recommend that one. Then we have 4 Got 10, also known as The Good, the Bad, and the Dead, with Dolph Lundgren. Spoiler alert, you're going to be seeing a lot of Dolph Lundgren in this. Then we have Cobra. This already does have a Blu-ray release. However, this is the Scream Factory edition, so it's the better release. It has more special features. Yes. I will be having a Sylvester Stallone marathon at the end of the year. Then we have Braven with Jason Momoa. This is a great action movie. Highly recommend that one. Then we have another Scream Factory. This doesn't have its slip, unfortunately, because sometimes, or a lot of the times, Scream Factories have reversible artwork. They will have the artwork that is commissioned for the Blu-ray release, and then the reversible artwork is the actual theatrical poster. So what I do is I leave the slipcover as the commissioned artwork, and then when you open it up, take the cover off. It's the poster artwork. So this doesn't have its slipcover, which is alright, but it is Dark Angel with Dolph Lundgren, also known as I Come in Peace. Very, very cool. Riot. I have a funny story about when I picked this up. I picked this up at Big Lots because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And the cashier ringing me out noticed that it was Dolph Lundgren on here. And she goes, "Oh, that's that guy." And I said, "Dolph Lundgren?" Yeah. He was in that one movie with that guy. He's like an MMA guy, and I'm like Jean-Claude Van Damme, and she goes, "You've seen that movie too?" And I said, "Universal Soldier, yes, I've seen it." Man, they're hot. I'm like, okay. And then I left because I'm like, how do I respond to that? Riot. Acceleration. Not only another Dolph Lundgren movie, but another Dolph Lundgren Chuck Liddell movie. This one I have not yet seen. Acceleration. Then we have Payback with Mel Gibson. A lot of people think that this is called Payback straight up. That's just the name of the edition of the movie. It's the director's cut of the movie, but I liked this movie a lot. Regardless of his public image outside of acting, I do like Mel Gibson as an actor. He's got this like great voice that's like burning timber mixed with hot caramel. I don't know, but Payback, I like that one. Precious Cargo with Bruce Willis. You will be noticing a lot of Grindstone Entertainment or Saban Films releases in this update. It's just because if you want to see a movie with Bruce Willis and Zach from Saved by the Bell, that's your movie, Precious Cargo. Setup, which is a really underrated movie, if you ask me. I liked this one a lot, with Bruce, 50 Cent, and Ryan Philippe. This one's also really good. Heist with De Niro, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Dave Bautista, Gina Carano, and Kate Bosworth. Then this one's really goofy. This is also the third Dolph and Chuck movie that I've shown you guys, and that's Altitude. Our main action hero of this movie is actually Denise Richards. Yes. She plays Gretchen Blair. She's an FBI agent who goes rogue on a hostage negotiation and is sent packing to a desk job back in D.C. By a stroke of luck, she's upgraded to business class on her flight. But as soon as the plane takes off, her seatmate offers her millions of dollars if she can get him off the plane alive. As his ex-partners, Dolph, Chuck, and Greer Grammer, stage a brutal hijacking, Gretchen finds herself in the fight of her life, choosing sides between two factions of a criminal gang while trying to keep the plane from going down. Yeah, it's cheesy. She gives some pretty good one-liners in there, though. Another Seagal with End of a Gun. A lot of people criticize Seagal's recent work, and I understand why, because he's very arrogant. As much as I love watching his movies, he is kind of arrogant. But if you notice, he's done a lot of movies with this director named Keone Waxman. He puts a lot of effort into the ones that he does with that guy, and I don't know why. But, yeah. Reprisal, that's another one with Bruce. And another Bruce. Extraction. This has nothing to do with the Netflix movie, and I find it irritating that both of these movies are on Netflix. What do you want to watch tonight, Extraction or Extraction? Well, what's the difference? I don't know. My grandmother has Netflix, and I told her, you should watch Extraction. I'll put it on your list. And then, without thinking, I saw this, and I put this on her list too. She goes, hey, I'm watching Extraction, and I watched a few minutes of it, and I said, this isn't the one I told you to watch. And then I'm like, oh, wait, this is the other one. The Prince, with Bruce, John Cusack, and Jason Patrick. Arsenal, if you want to see a really wacky Nick Cage, this is one to see. Also has John Cusack and Adrian Grenier. Empire State, this one with Dwayne Johnson, Liam Hemsworth, and Emma Roberts. I'm a huge Emma Roberts fan, and I remember being upset that she's in this for 2 scenes and then she's out of it. But this is a really good movie, regardless. Reclaim, haven't seen that one, actually. Another Bruce with First Kill. That was alright. This I have not seen, but the sequel to it releases on Blu-ray in, I think, 2 weeks or so. And it's I Am Vengeance, but this is one that's been on my watch list for a little while. It gets really mixed reviews, so we shall see. Then we have Officer Down. This is a movie that I've wanted to see for a little while. In no relation to this Officer Down. This one has an E at the end of Down. I love Stephen Dorff, so that's primarily why I got it, but this also has Soulja Boy in it. There he is, right on the back. Soulja Boy's awful, so I'm kind of not looking forward to, and looking forward at the same time to watching that. Frozen Ground, Nick Cage, John Cusack, Vanessa Hudgens, haven't seen that one either. Cell, this one I have not seen, and I'm surprised I haven't seen this yet. Another one I'm surprised I haven't seen, Standoff. Reasonable Doubt, another one I haven't seen. This one I've been wanting to see for a while now, and that's The International. Another one I haven't seen with Skip Trace, although, what was it? I rewatched Killing Gunther today. That's one of the last Arnold movies. And they had a trailer for this on there, and I thought it looked pretty good, so that's on my watch list. I Am Wrath, which I thought was pretty decent. All the Devil's Men, this is a pretty solid movie. Has Mel Gibson's son in it, Milo Gibson, so there you go. Another pretty decent one with Night Hunter. This is a really good one. This is Fire with Bruce, Rosario, Dawson, and Josh Duhamel. Also has Vincent D'Onofrio in it. Julian McMahon, 50 Cent, of course, and Vinnie Jones. Between Worlds, this is a really wild Nick Cage movie. Highly recommend that. American Heist, that one's pretty good. The Hunter's Prayer, that one's also pretty good. And Freelancers, this one I have not watched yet. So that's it for the Blu-rays. Shall we go on to the DVDs? There's a lot of DVDs. I cannot believe how many DVDs there are. This is what happens when you procrastinate. Okay, I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible. Yes, I put all the Dolph Lundgren ones first. We have The Killing Machine, also known as Icarus. Direct Action. Hidden Assassin. I got this as a backup copy. I do own the movie on Blu-ray. Is the set somewhere? Oh, it's down there. I'm too fat. I'm not going to get it. So, it is what it is. The Russian Specialist. Agent Red. Legendary with Scott Adkins. Scott Adkins is also a pretty awesome action movie star himself. He doesn't get quite the recognition that he deserves. We have 2 copies the original Dimension release and the Echo Bridge release of Blackjack, mainly because I like having the original release, and this is an anamorphic transfer, so it will properly fill out the screen. I'm an idiot like that. I did the same thing with Men of War. You'll see here in a second. Red Scorpion. Retrograde, where he sports a goofy-looking haircut. Detention. Small Apartments. He is in this movie. It's more of an ensemble movie. Is he on the back? He is not. Hard Night Falling. One in the Chamber. Bridge of Dragons. Stormcatcher. Female Fight Squad, which is a ridiculous name. War Pigs. The two releases of Men of War, as I said, this is the original, this is the Echo Bridge. Skin Trade, this I have seen, this is a pretty fun movie. We have The Defender, which says it has Jerry Springer in it, which is interesting. But this one is also directed by Dolph Lundgren, so. And then finally, we have Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie, which is awesome. I've seen that before. That's all the Dolph, I promise. Okay. Now onto the other DVDs. We have Never Die Alone with DMX. Internal Affairs, which replaces a VHS copy. A Good Man, another Steven Seagal movie. That one's pretty ridiculous. Venice Underground. This has Mark Boone Jr., Edward Furlong, Eric Mobius, some other people. Oh, Danny Trejo, of course. Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. So yeah, not too bad. No Man's Land with Charlie Sheen. The Hunt for Eagle 1 with Mark Dacascos and the late Rutger Hauer. I found out this actually had a sequel to it, so I'm on the lookout for that as well. The Rookie. Safe with Fiona Dourif. I love Fiona Dourif. The Takedown. That was a Dollar Tree pickup, so it was safe. The Assassin Next Door with Olga Kurilenko. That one should be pretty interesting. Cartel War. What Lies Ahead. Chain of Command with Steve Austin and Michael Jai White, two actors I really like. Does this have anybody else in it I would know? Doesn't say. Officer Down. This is now my third movie in this entire collection that I have called Officer Down. But this is a local, not a local production, this is actually filmed in Chicago. I don't know if any Ohio actors are in it, but it is autographed by the director, so we shall see. We have an Alec Baldwin triple feature set I picked up for like 90 cents. This comes with Malice, Miami Blues, and Working Girl. I primarily bought it because I wanted the other two movies and I wanted a backup copy of Miami Blues. Mark Dacascos in The Driver. Another big pile. An Action 8 movie set. This comes with Detention, which I have, The Punisher, which I have, the Dolph one, and Extreme Justice, which I have. But this also comes with Hidden Agenda, which was one that I've been having a hard time finding. It also comes with Diplomatic Siege, On the Borderline, The Base, and The Base 2, Guilty as Charged. Excuse me. Cracker Jack 3. I'm kind of livid that this has a DVD release, yet the first two movies don't. Exchange with Kyle MacLachlan. I love Kyle MacLachlan. Lethal Force with Richard Tyson. For those who don't know, Richard Tyson is the villain in Kindergarten Cop, Crisp. I was literally, after I watched that movie, I was like, you know, I've never seen him in another movie outside of this. And then I came across this in a store, and I was like, I'm buying this. That's weird. All right, then we have the original Shaft trilogy. We have Shaft, Shaft's Big Score, and Shaft in Africa. I do have the other ones. 2 Minute Warning with Charlton Heston. Excuse me. General Commander with Seagal, only on DVD. This one was pretty goofy. The Midnight Run 4-movie set. This comes with Midnight Run, another Midnight Run, Midnight Runaround, and Midnight Run for Your Life. So that's awesome. I've been wanting to see all 4 of these movies for a little while now. This, I was in a pawn shop when I saw this. Well, I wouldn't say pawn shop. It's more like a DVD and tool shop. I didn't know that this movie was released on DVD, like not as a DVD-R or anything. I knew that this was a movie that existed, but I had no idea. So I almost pooped myself. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Pristine Condition 2, and that is Excessive Force 2, Force on Force. I loved the first one with Thomas Ian Griffith, so this should be just nothing but cheesy fun. Once you cross this special agent, you've crossed the line. I would sure hope so. Alright, I think that's it for the action movies. We have The Sixth Man with Marlon Wayans and Kareem Hardison. The Onion movie, this is another movie that Steven Seagal is in. This is a really funny movie, by the way. I love The Onion. The Wash, which I have not watched yet. Marcy X, this I hear is completely awful, but I wanted to see it. Then we have a double feature set. These next 2 I got at Dollar Tree of 2 Peanuts movies, Snoopy Come Home and A Boy Named Charlie Brown. And then the complete first season of Get Shorty. Quest for Camelot. I Heart Huckabees. This, I cannot wait to watch this. This is Embrace of the Vampire. I found this at a thrift store, and at this thrift store, about a year prior, I had found another copy of this, and I opened it up. I didn't buy it, thankfully. The disc was gone. So I said, if I open this up and the disc is not in here again, I'm going to be really mad. It's in there, and it's in pristine condition. I've been dying to see this movie for a long time. I've heard it's stupid, but I like stupid, so... The Invisible. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Bubba Hotep. Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood. I've been wanting to see Bordello of Blood for a long time, but I haven't. Demon Knight, on the other hand, is fantastic. Definitely check that one out. Venomous, that replaces a VHS copy. The Snow Creature, which also comes with 4 other movies, those being Curse of the Wolf, Blood Predator, The She-Beast, and Chupacabra versus the Alamo. Then we have Demon Hole, which is an odd choice for a name, but it also comes with Beneath the Mississippi and Legacy of Evil. Fear Inc. Holidays, which is a movie I've been wanting to see for a while. This, I'm glad I did this. So I found this at a Dollar Tree and I was like, oh, cool. And it was a double feature set. But then I saw another copy of it, what I thought was another copy, and it had a slipcover on it. So I was like, well, I'll get the one with the slip. I'm actually glad I did that because this is the complete film saga, and the other one was just the double feature. And I didn't realize that. And that is the Robert the Doll triple feature. This coming with Robert, The Curse of Robert, and Robert and the Toy Maker. I've heard these are completely awful. So, Beyond the Black Rainbow, Trailer Park of Terror. Ugh. Capturing the Freedmans. This is a documentary I've been wanting to see for a little while. Consumed. This is a triple feature. This also comes with Jewel and Taking Back Our Town. Dogville, and then these were like $3 and some odd cents a piece. We have the complete first season, second season, third season, and the 4th and final season of The OC, which is a show that I've been wanting to see for a little while. Figured $16 for the whole series. Not too bad. What you say? What you say? Yep, that's where that's from. One CD I picked up, and it's actually been a soundtrack I've been on the hunt for a little while, and that's the soundtrack to Super Cop. Have not listened to this one yet. And then I have 2 books. We have 50 Cent from Pieces to Wait. That should be pretty good. And then we have Howard Stern, Private Parts. This one I've been looking for a little while. I've heard this is a really, really good book. Stern picks Who's Hot, Who's Not. This is from like 92, 93. Jay Leno, funny. Johnny Carson, not funny. I would not agree. Jay Leno has never been funny to me. Richard Pryor, funny. Robin Williams, not funny. Are you serious? Bill Cosby, not funny. Never was. He was right on that one. Rodney Dangerfield, funny. Rodney Dangerfield was one of the best. Huh. Private Parts. Now on to my little small stack of VHS. We have Addams Family Reunion, the one Addams Family movie that is not available on DVD. Under Pressure with Charles Sheen. That's what they call him. And Mayor Winningham. Some fires can't be contained. Something is heating up in the quiet suburbs of Los Angeles. Local firefighting hero Lyle Wilder has a little problem with the neighbors. He wants to kill them. Mayor Winningham stars as Catherine Braverton, next-door neighbor and the mother of two, who was terrorized by Wilder's sick game. The police are on the case, but there's not much to go on, and no way to protect the Bravertons from the hero that will stop at nothing to extinguish them. This I need to watch immediately. Michael Jackson, Moonwalker, only released on VHS in the States. I was pretty excited when I found that one. The Cool Surface with Robert Patrick and Terry Hatcher. One touch is all it takes. This I'm not opening up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try and find another copy so I can open it up and watch it. This is a still sealed screener copy of Back in Action with Billy Blanks and the late great Roddy Piper. One cop, one vigilante. Alone they're unstoppable. Together, they're invincible. Say no more, I'm there. Squeeze. Trapper County War. Little Shop of Horrors, the remake. Motley Crue, Decade of Decadence, 81 to 91. I love Motley Crue. Then these last three are for collecting purposes. We have two Van Damme titles with Time Cop, which is a fantastic movie, and Street Fighter, which is another fantastic movie. And Bordello of Blood. I have Demon Knight on VHS as well, so that worked out pretty great. But we're not done yet. I bought a lot of video games too. Oh God. Gotta do something during this whole pandemic. So I own a 360, so I've been tooling around with that. Real quick, we have Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. This one I'm actually almost done with. I like it. I think it's an alright game. This one's pretty fun. This is a Wheelman with Vin Diesel. Back to the Future, the Telltale game. Vampire Rain. If I'm not saying anything about them, that means I haven't played them yet. Deadpool, this I beat. This was a very fun game. Lollipop Chainsaw. Brutal Legend with Jack Black. Stars as epic hero Eddie Riggs. Oh, cameos by Ozzy Osbourne, Rob Halford, Lemmy, may he rest in peace, and more. Yeah, I really want to play that one. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. This comes with a whole load of games. This comes with Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, Alien Storm, Altered Beast, Beyond Oasis, Bonanza Brothers, Columns, Comics Zone, Decap Attack starring Chuck D. Head, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Dynamite Heady, Echo the Dolphin, Echo the Tides of Time, E-SWAT, Fatal Labyrinth, Flicky, Gain Ground, Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3, Kid Chameleon, Phantasy Star 2, 3, and 4, Rise Star, Shining Force 1 and 2, Shining in the Darkness, Shinobi 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3, of course, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, Super Thunderblade, Vectorman 1, and Vectorman 2. These, they also have, as if you unlock certain goals in each of the games, You get to play some Sega Master System games, such as Golden Axe Warrior, Phantasy Star, Alien Syndrome, Altered Beast, Congo Bongo, Fantasy Zone, Shinobi, Space Harrier, and Zaxxon. Awesome. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. And Tom Clancy's End War. Metro 2033. That's not the disc, is it? No, it's just the really heavy manual. And Metro Last Light. Remember Me. Call of Juarez, Bound by Blood. The Saboteur. Legendary. That's part of a trilogy, that's why I put it off. Call of Juarez. Red Faction Guerrilla. Saints Row and Saints Row 2. I do have the other two games. Those I have played, so those should be pretty fun. Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein The New Order. Battlefield 3. Battlefield Bad Company. I do have the others. I just needed those. Turok. And we have Army of Two. Army of Two, The 40th Day. And Army of Two, The Devil's Cartel. Alrighty. Bloodstone 007. Shadowrun, Velvet Assassin, Call of Juarez, The Cartel. I think it's called Gunslinger, and then I have all of them. Time Shift, this I started playing, it's okay. Medal of Honor, this I also started playing, that's pretty decent. Payday 2, this I've also started playing, this is a really fun game. Kane and Lynch Dead Men and Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. And finally, Battlefield Hardline. That's it. I'm done. Now I'm done. I'm done. I promise. I'm done. Goodbye. Goodbye. See you next week.